The Mesozoic is a time of upheaval for our planet. Beginning 250 million years ago, dinosaurs dominate a world we would not recognize today. After the greatest known mass extinction in Earth's history at the end of the Permian, which wiped out nearly 90% of all animal and plant species, a new chapter of evolution begins. With the dawn of the Jurassic period around 200 million years ago, Earth has recovered from the former catastrophe and flourishes with a new abundance of diverse life forms. The continents are still partly united in the gigantic supercontinent Pangaea, but gradually the landmasses begin to drift apart. The climate is largely warm and humid, perfect for tropical and subtropical vegetation. In Asia, lush forests spread out, while Europe's landscape is shaped by countless island chains and vast plains and coastal swamps stretch across North America. In a world full of diversity, one of the most famous prehistoric creatures we know today begins to emerge, slowly but surely. Its story starts 168 million years ago in England. The Proceratosaurus is the oldest known relative of Tyrannosaurus rex. Long before its famous descendant would become the apex predator of the Cretaceous, this bipedal carnivore appears in a far more modest form. From head to tail tip, it measures barely 3 meters and weighs between 30 and 50 kilograms. Tyrannosaurus rex, by contrast, would appear 100 million years later, about 4 times as long and 200 times as heavy. The name Proceratosaurus roughly translates to before Ceratosaurus, since it was originally thought to be an ancestor of Ceratosaurus. This assumption was not entirely unfounded. A striking crest sits on the skull of Proceratosaurus in the very spot where Ceratosaurus bore its horn, an animal that roamed North America and Europe only a few million years later. A coincidence, as we now know. In reality, Proceratosaurus is the oldest known member of the Tyrannosaurid family. Because of its relatively small body size, Proceratosaurus hunts small prey across the European island archipelago. Its forelimbs are still comparatively strong for its group, while its skull seems almost delicate on its shoulders. This suggests that Proceratosaurus seizes and holds its prey with its hands, rather than relying fully on bite strength. The teeth, however, are already quite distinctive. The D-shaped premaxillary teeth are unique to the tyrannosaurids. With them, these aggressive predators puncture the flesh of their prey and tore it away, a feeding strategy known as puncture and pull. Even if Proceratosaurus has not yet mastered this method, its jaws already contain the blueprint for it. $129 million years ago, the climate in another corner of the world is far less tropical. By this time, East Asia had drifted significantly away from the other continents, and in the early Cretaceous, higher altitudes regularly experience cooler winters. Even the lower regions of China are occasionally struck by light snowfall and frost during the winter months, making survival even more challenging for dinosaurs. Yutyrannus is a 9-meter-long member of the Tyrannosauridae, weighing in at an impressive 1,400 kilograms. Its body is covered in feathers, making it the largest feathered dinosaur currently known to science. Its very name reflects this perfectly: feathered tyrant, or feathered king. Yutyrannus shares its habitat with other theropods, such as Sinosauropteryx. This dinosaur is also feathered, but far smaller and more fragile, measuring less than 2 meters in length and weighing only a few kilograms. Its small body could no longer withstand the harsh conditions. Gradually weakened over days, perhaps even weeks, Sinosauropteryx finally succumbed to exhaustion. One's loss is another's gain. As harsh as it sounds, in the unforgiving world of the early Cretaceous, death creates new life. The end of Sinosauropteryx provides food, and with it, a crucial chance of survival for the two Yutyrannus. When not scavenging carcasses, Yutyrannus hunts medium-sized dinosaurs. Despite its massive size, it is fast and agile, making it a formidable predator. Yet even so, it is still a far cry from the powerhouse that Tyrannosaurus rex would one day become. We travel 30 million years forward to North America, specifically to what is now the state of Utah. The climate is warm and relatively dry, yet the hilly inland is crisscrossed by rivers that attract life. Among those drawn here is Moros Intrepidus. Its name means harbinger of doom, or fearless fate, marking it as a swift predatory dinosaur and the first of the Tyrannosaur line to appear in North America. Even so, it is still rather small, measuring just 3 to 4 meters in length and weighing no more than 100 kilograms. It is fast and highly agile. Its long hind legs carry a short torso, while its long tail at the rear provides the necessary balance. Its feet are surprisingly narrow for a tyrannosauroid and resemble those of the ornithomimids, dinosaurs that bring modern running birds to mind. Just like them, Moros Intrepidus seems to be specialized for speed. Its forelimbs are already much shorter in proportion than those of Proceratosaurus, though they still possess functional fingers. Its diet consists of small to medium-sized dinosaurs, though it is also an opportunist. Whenever the chance for a free meal presents itself, it seizes it. But in its hunger, Moros Intrepidus overlooks a critical danger. The river where it pauses to feed provides life-giving water, but it also conceals deadly threats. Early relatives of crocodiles lurk in the shallows, waiting for just such opportunities. In Mongolia 80 million years ago, the struggle for survival also is relentless. With full force, the 12-meter-long Tarbosaurus hurls its 5-ton body again and again against a Therizinosaurus. Even though the latter is a plant eater, this is by no means an easy fight. The sickle-shaped claws of Therizinosaurus are a deadly weapon, capable of inflicting deep wounds. The fight ends without a victor. After the violent clash, the two theropods part ways. Out of breath and severely wounded, Tarbosaurus withdraws from the battlefield. Tarbosaurus is perhaps the most fitting Asian counterpart to Tyrannosaurus rex. Its name means terrible lizard. Its forelimbs are smaller in proportion to its body than in any other tyrannosauroid, while its legs are particularly powerful. Overall, it is only slightly smaller than its overseas relative. Its skull is somewhat narrower than that of Tyrannosaurus rex, but its jaws are lined with more teeth. At the front, the characteristic D shape is evident. Because of its reduced forelimbs, Tarbosaurus relies entirely on its bite for hunting and fighting. And what a bite it is! Its heavily developed neck and jaw muscles speak for themselves. Because of its size and aggressive hunting behavior, Tarbosaurus is among the first in its group to target larger dinosaurs, crowning it the apex predator of its region. Yet even a giant like this has its limits. The fight with Tyrannosaurus was too fierce, the wounds from its razor-sharp claws too deep. Survival in the late Cretaceous is never guaranteed, even for the king of the hunt. One wrong decision can, sooner or later, mean death. Around the same time in China, a remarkably slender member of the Tyrannosaurids hunts a group of hadrosaurs. It too carries considerable weight, about 1 ton spread across a body 8 to 9 meters long. It specializes in hunting smaller dinosaurs that are often too fast and agile for other predators. What sets it apart is not brute force, but cold precision. In this way, it avoids direct competition with its larger, more robust relatives, which focus on bigger prey. Its most striking feature is its snout, which is much longer than that of its kin. Because of this, it is often nicknamed Pinocchio rex. Its genus name, however, comes from its discovery site near the Chinese city of Guangzhou. Its jaws are filled with long, sharp teeth, perfect for seizing smaller prey. But unlike other tyrannosaurids, it does not rely on the established puncture and pull method. Meanwhile, a group roams the forests of Canada, one that very much relies on this technique during its hunts. But first, the right prey must be found. The Albertosaurus is named after its discovery site, the Canadian province of Alberta. As a true apex predator, it stands at the very top of the food chain. It is feared not only for its intimidating build, but also for its tendency to hunt in packs, a rarity among tyrannosaurids. Yet even on its own, it is a predator to be avoided. Compared to Tyrannosaurus rex, it may appear smaller and lighter, but nearly 2 tons of muscle and power make up for that. Reaching up to 10 meters in length, it is also an accomplished runner. Together, the group combs through the territory, using the cover of night to track down unsuspecting prey. As darkness gives way to the first light of dawn, the hunters finally spot their target. At the edge of the forest, a herd of Struthiomimus rests. These smaller ornithomimosaurs are swift runners, but in this moment they are careless, still heavy with sleep. The Albertosaurus are clever. To bring down as many Struthiomimus as possible, they encircle the herd, making escape an almost impossible task. With a sudden charge, the silence shatters. The Albertosaurus surge forward, taking down one Struthiomimus after another. The hunters bring down their prey. The fragile-bodied ornithomimosaurs stand no chance against such crushing bites. The narrow skull of Albertosaurus holds more than 60 banana-shaped teeth. Depending on their position in the jaws, the teeth differ in form and size. Like most tyrannosaurids, they use their powerful bite to tear flesh straight from the bodies of their victims. Contentedly, the Albertosaurus feast on the spoils of their hunt, and it will not be the last time. "3,500 kilometers away lies cold Alaska. The long winters make life in the taiga-like forests especially harsh. Between the mountains, mainly conifers, ferns, and mosses grow. A lone Nanuqsaurus roams in this snowy landscape. At about 6 to 7 meters in length and weighing around 1 ton, it is a small but fearsome tyrannosaurid. Such a small size is unusual for warm-blooded animals in cold regions. Its body most likely adapted to the scarcity of food in the far north. Like many of its relatives, it was probably feathered, a practical adaptation to preserve body heat in the freezing climate. Its resilience earned it a fitting name derived from the Inupiaq word Nanuq, meaning polar bear. Not far, Edmontosaurus and Tyrannosaurus move through the undergrowth. The herbivores have banded together in a herd, protecting one another from predators. And it works. There is no battle here. The Nanuqsaurus would stand no chance against the large and horned dinosaurs. Instead, the feathered tyrannosaurid circles wide and continues on, searching for easier prey. After long hours of searching, Nanuqsaurus finally finds what it needs, a carcass preserved by the winter cold and still edible. Cautiously, it approaches. It is an opportunistic hunter. Taking meat from the land whenever possible is part of its survival strategy. In the frozen wilderness of Alaska, survival is not determined by raw strength alone, but also by patience and instinct. Today, those qualities are rewarded. Survival is secured. From the icy mountains of Alaska, we now travel on to the warmer river landscapes of western North America. The most famous dinosaur of them all lives in the region of today's United States. Tyrannosaurus rex is among the best documented dinosaur species and at the same time one of the largest land-dwelling carnivores of all time. Its name fittingly means king of the tyrant lizards. It reaches a length of up to 13 meters and a hip height of around 4 meters. Its weight varies between 5 and 7 tons, about as much as a full-grown truck. It comes as no surprise that the hind legs appear enormous, as they must carry the entire torso on their own. They are capable of propelling the body at speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour. The long tail, making up nearly half the total length of Tyrannosaurus rex, provides the necessary balance. By contrast, the arms look tiny, barely a meter long, and, as usual, ending in only 2 fingers. Still, for their size, they are surprisingly strong. Yet, because of its massive build, Tyrannosaurus rex is not an especially agile hunter. It relies on efficiency. When it strikes, it does so with full force. The true masterpiece of nature rests on the shoulders of Tyrannosaurus rex. With a length of up to 1.5 meters, its skull ranks among the largest ever found in a land animal. Its shape is broad and massive, reinforced with strong arches of bone that can withstand tremendous pressure. Its jaws are lined with about 60 teeth, some reaching up to 30 centimeters in length, longer than any other tooth ever discovered. Their serrated edges make them perfect tools for slicing flesh. Compared to most other predators, these teeth are unusually thick and conical, designed not only to tear flesh, but also to crush bone. What makes Tyrannosaurus rex such a successful hunter, however, is also its vision. Because the skull is broad at the back and narrow toward the snout, its eyes face more forward than those of most other theropods. This grants it unusually good depth perception. Combined with a highly developed sense of smell, it becomes a precision hunter, able to detect prey both near and far. Despite its reputation as the undisputed king of the dinosaurs, even Tyrannosaurus rex knows moments of care. The pair watches over their clutch, ensuring that life in the nest continues to thrive. What now lies fragile within the nest will one day grow into the greatest predator of all. From the early agile representatives to the massive apex predators, the family of Tyrannosauridae reveals an impressive diversity of forms, sizes, and lifestyles. Over millions of years, they conquer the most varied habitats and leave their mark on Earth in their own distinct ways. Despite all these differences, one thing unites them: their undisputed role as top predators. The Tyrannosauridae stand for power, adaptability, and evolution, a family that shaped the Earth over countless millions of years and continues to captivate us to this day. This episode ends here. If you enjoyed the video and have an interest in dinosaurs, feel free to check out the other videos on this channel. You can support the channel with a like and a subscription. It truly helps a lot. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.